What's up, guys? How's everyone going? All right, I think we're good. How about now? Test 1, 2, 3. What's up, Jeff, Brian, Chin, Nico, Greg? Sounds good. Okay. Right on. Hopefully we don't have the lag that we did last stream. I did get a haircut. Yes, I did. And I cut off more than I expected. Hey Lucas, you inspired my dirty horseshoe clips at Crystal yesterday. Let's go. I saw that video. That was rad. It's crazy how not steep it looks on the videos. But that's definitely a gnarly area. Any more videos of Breck or Colorado skiing will be coming? Probably not, Nico. Probably not Colorado skiing. What up, Ray Brooks? Ray Brooks. 16th century? 15th century. Huh. I gotta check out this photo now. What's the difference between 15th and 16th century? There you go. That looks pretty good. Short of the bangs. Yes, short of the bangs. Last time I cut my hair was last April. What up, Regina? Haircut for the race. Yeah, kind of just like a haircut for everything. Spring cleaning. And part of that was a haircut. But yeah, the race for sure. It was just getting way too long, I feel like. So I chopped her off. I think I cut 8 inches off. Haircut makes the car more aerodynamic. You know, one can think, but I think really the haircut has no effect on the racing. How fast do you go during the races? I don't know. It all depends on the track that we go to, but we'll probably, I don't know, go about 130, 140 with this car this season, like top speed-wise, but I did not cut my own hair. No way. It's something the Conways this week. I know, man. It's crazy. And I think some snow next week as well. Just doesn't end. Fifth time skiing on Sunday, and I did a black diamond land on some ice, separated my rotator cuff, and I'm out for a few weeks. Yikes, man. That is no good. I would encourage you, if it was your 5th time ever skiing, maybe slowing down the progression there. And Black Diamond on the 5th time is pretty sick, but Yeah, man. Sorry you got hurt. Luna update. There's really no update. Nothing works still. I haven't really addressed anything. But yeah. She just sits in the driveway accumulating snow. Mammoth announced not closing until July. No, I saw that. They said at least until the end of July. Which is crazy. That's a long season of skiing. I want to see your paintball video is so different from skiing. It is a lot different than skiing, for sure. For sure, but yeah, it was fun. It's fun putting that one together. Yeah, shoulders are no joke when it comes to skiing. It's very easy to tear a shoulder or a bicep or whatever. What up, Joe? If you got 12 inches more at once, you can donate to places like Locks Love so they can make wigs for cancer patients. Yeah. That's true. It's crazy that they need 12 inches or more, though. Because 8 inches looked like there was like a dead dog on the ground. I haven't been on Black Diamond. Meanwhile, my sister went on Black Diamonds in 2 hours, and we've been skiing since December. Damn, Ray. 2 hours of skiing, and she already went on a Black Diamond? That is actually crazy. That might be a record. The heck was that? What's up, Bon? What's going on, man? What up, Joe Shredding? Happy birthday, man. Your birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, dude. I don't know how old you're turning, but happy birthday. 700 inches and counting. Yeah, I think they all hit 700 inches in the Cottonwoods. It's a lot of snow, man. That's how you know it's a good year. 700 is the mark. The mark, 700. Four hours. Even still, man, 4 hours and you do a double or a Black Diamond is pretty insane. I'm using a DLX Lux TM40 for my gun, Kevin. You're welcome, Joe. Brian with a Y gifted 5. Let's go, Brian. Thank you, Joe. This just in. Alan Hemsky and Sharfam. Says 14th week donating. I think I may have a problem. 75 gifts so far, dude. That is nuts. 75 total gifts. We love to see it, man. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted, dude. And welcome, Joe Dallas. This is just in Alan Hemsky and Sharfam. Sharfam 5. Why did you cut the hair? I had to cut the hair. I guess I didn't have to, but it was just getting long. I did cut it, Dakota. Yes, join the Discord if you guys are up to it. I think we're coming in 800 members in the Discord, which is pretty sick. Springtime in the east, ready for the shore and some surf. There you go, Bon. Love to see it, man. Turning 12 and I love skiing. Keep the great content. Nice, man. Happy 12th birthday, dude. When do you head to Sonoma? I leave on Tuesday next week for Sonoma, and I'm there for basically till Sunday, so I'll be there for a while. But I think we race Saturday, Sunday. There's like 2 days of testing, then a day of practice. I don't know why the event is so long. It's kind of atrocious, but tonight's my last shift on Ski Patrol for the season. Bittersweet, but it was shitty season in PA. Well, first off, man, thanks for all you do as a patroller. I guess it is bittersweet, kind of like the last one, but also a tough year back east. Hopefully it wasn't. Hopefully it was a pretty good year overall, man. But so you're like, oh, just for this season. Are you gonna do it again next year? Oh, 817 already. So we did break 800. Damn, it's crazy, dude. Skin fade next cut. Yeah, I might just do a buzz cut. I think your Discord server, Lucas, because it's the one where you can talk to people instead of just announce. Yeah, I don't even think we really make many announcements. I don't even think there's that many announcements. I think it's really just a place where people can talk about resorts and whatever else you want to talk about. What's going on, Mark? 88 Ski is in the building. Yo, Lucas, Frisco, Colorado here. Have fun at Sears Point. Super fun track. Luna's a holy grail. Sort of like Nurture. Have fun. Snowing and really warm. 25. I don't know what that 25 means, but hell yeah, man. Those are all great tracks, dude. I definitely like Laguna a little bit more than Sonoma, but Sonoma is actually pretty fun as well. Sonoma's a racetrack. It is a racetrack in Northern California, just outside San Francisco. It looks short, I guess it was long. Yeah, my hair was really long. I did cut a good amount off. I cut 8 inches off. But yeah, I wouldn't say that my hair is necessarily short right now. It's still relatively long. Sorry, nurturing. Sort of like nurturing. Maybe the Holy Grail of California. I wouldn't say Laguna is like the Holy Grail of racetracks in general. It's fun. I don't know if I would say it's a nurturing. Testing cars beats a 9 to 5 grind. It sure does, man. I think just about anything does. One's upgrading Crest Express at Brighton to a high-speed 6 this summer. Crest Express. I feel like I should know what lift that is, but I don't. I have not went to Brighton enough in my lifetime. Crest. Oh, that's like the main lift. Oh, the main one. Hey, that's probably pretty good. I thought maybe that was the Great Western one on the side. Yeah, I'm sure they could use a 6-person there. Need more snow. Patroller for life. Well, I feel like most places actually shut down early. So I think the fact that you guys stayed so long must be a good sign. Patroller for life. Please don't get a buzz cut. You look better with long hair. Ray Brooks. And Seven Springs. You ever driven Thunderhill? I've never driven Thunderhill, actually. That is a track that I have not driven before. VIR brings the challenge. Looking forward to the race. I'll be heading down from Virginia. Let's go, man. VIR is definitely one of the top tracks, in my opinion. It brings the challenge. It's got a little bit of everything. Fast, technical, slow turns, high consequence. That's a good one. The only problem is it's always so freaking hot there. What up, Elijah? Did my music stop? What the heck? Dude, my music did stop. That's wild. Coda. Yeah, we will be at Coda in May. Coda's in May. Should be a good time to go to Texas before it gets crazy hot, I think. But yeah, Coda's a fun one. I haven't been there in a few years, but... What are your thoughts on Black Crows? I've never used them. Seem like a cool, good ski. But, yeah, I never really know how to answer questions like this. Because I'm sure it's a great ski, I just never used it before. I've raced at VIR Newman's track. Hell yeah, dude. VIR is a sick track, man. That track does not mess around. How long are your skis? It kind of depends on what ski I have, but I would say on average they're 185. I have as short as a 183, and I have as long as a 188. So, like a 185 is what I skied for a while. Kind of depends on how much rocker is in the ski, but that's about what I ski is 185. I was gonna ski in Phoenix if it snowed. And we're skiing this season. Yeah, there'll be some skiing for sure. There's no reason why there won't be some skiing. But definitely at the start of some other activities as well, so. When are you in Virginia? That's a good question. I think I'm in Virginia in May. Or June, I'm sorry. I could tell you here in a second. Virginia is June 16th to the 18th. So right in the heat of the summer. June 16, 18. You should try Flagstaff. Oh. Have you ever skied in Atlantic Canada? I have not. I don't even think I've ever heard of that before. What up, Lucas? I'm currently watching this from Mammoth. In the last couple of days, it's been awesome. What's your favorite skiers are in Utah? My favorite is probably Snowbird in Utah. You have Snowbird, Elta. I like Snow Basin as well. But if you're used to riding Mammoth, I would recommend probably a Snowbird or Elta. Is what I would recommend. Park City's fun as well, but just doesn't have the same factor that some other places have in Utah. But you really can't go wrong with any place in Utah, in my opinion. At least trying everything out and seeing what you like, but... New racing competitors this season or same ones? That is a good question. There will definitely be new ones. And they're also introducing the Honda Civic TCR car or something like that. So there's going to be more than just the BMWs in the class. So there'll be BMWs and Hondas. So it's going to be an interesting battle because they're obviously a very different car than the BMW. So, but in terms of actual people, I don't exactly know who's going to be returning and who's new. I think the only one I have confirmation is returning is Colin Garrett, the NASCAR driver who was very competitive last year. So it should be a pretty good fight, but it just depends on if new people are coming in and all that sort of stuff. But we will find out very soon. How is skiing in the spring? We're thinking about it for this year. I would think this year is the best spring skiing you're probably going to have in a while. So yeah, I think skiing, it's different. Spring skiing is definitely a lot different than full season skiing because yeah, it's just a little different. Snow's a lot different. You might not have the same coverage you're used to, stuff like that. So Do you know where in Virginia? It's in a place called Danville, Virginia. The track is called Virginia International Raceway, VIR. Yeah, it's really the only road racing track in Virginia, but I believe it's Danville, Virginia International Raceway. Yeah, if you guys want to come to a race, I have 8 like full access tickets that I can get people, but I need to know ahead of time so I can submit your information and everything, and then you would go to the the registration place, and you would pick up a credential, and then you're good for the weekend. If not, you have to buy a ticket, which I think are around like $150 for a pass or whatever. So if people are interested in any of these races, for the most part, I will have tickets for people to come. So yeah, whether it's Virginia, Texas, doesn't matter. Let me know. Racing in Sebring, I hear. Yeah, we'll be in Sebring in September. For sure. Sebring's a great track, one of my favorites. Ever see it in Quebec? No. Love the paintball visit, reminds me of COD. Hell yeah, dude. Bon Rogers. The Battery Fund 20. Thank you, Bon. I appreciate that, man. The Battery Fund has slowly been growing. I'm for sure be at Road America this year. I had some crap come up, so I couldn't make it last race season. Hell yeah, Chin. Definitely. I think Road America's in August. That's probably one of my most favorite tracks all around. So just let me know. I got a ticket with your name on it. Any word on GT4 Cup yet? No, not yet. I mean, we're definitely not doing GT4. We're definitely not, this is our last year in the M2s, so we're going to have to see what some options are for next season. Whether we do GT4 or, Porsche Cup, I don't really know, but this will definitely be our last year in the M2s. Colin will be a major competition based on last year. Exactly. Yep. He is going to be vying for the championship for sure. So that is definitely going to be a top competitor. We're just going to have to see what happens. You never know if these Hondas are going to be very overpowered in the beginning. It's going to be a lot different than just all BMW. So we'll have to see what happens. I think one of the drivers is like a Formula Drift champion. His name is Dai, D-A-I something. I don't know if he'll be quick or not, but we will see. DC said he sent you clips. He'll be in the stream in 30. Yeah. We'll see about the clips. I'm not super optimistic about the clip sharing, but we'll see how it goes. Mammoth just extended end of July. Yeah, dude, we saw that. That's pretty gnarly. Don't know if I would really do summer skiing, but definitely would be a cool experience to be skiing like in July. You drive at Miller's when back in town. I have before. Yeah, we did a 6-hour endurance race last summer that we ended up winning in a Porsche Cup car, which was a lot of fun. It was 6 p.m. to midnight, so we raced it in the dark as well. But I haven't driven it too often, to be honest. I went there to go-kart and stuff, and I've been to the track a bunch. I just haven't been on it a ton. What's up opinion on look bindings? Like look pivots, they're probably the best / most popular / binding of choice for most people, whether you're freestyle skier, mogul skier, I think look pivots are probably the best bindings out there, to be honest. Rowan, what are your recommendations for powder skis? I recommend for a powder ski, something really bigger than a 110 millimeter underfoot, as wide as a 120, depending on where exactly you're skiing and your experience and all that stuff. So I think first thing you got to look at is underfoot, and then typically that kind of runs with a rocker. I think having a good rocker on a ski is imperative for skiing powder. It's probably the biggest reason why I don't love my 106s is because they just don't have the same rocker that I'm used to. So rocker will help you, is one of the things that will help you float on top of the snow, combined with the fatter ski in general, give you more surface area. So in terms of like actual skis, I mean, it really doesn't matter because all skis are great. Kind of just depends what your personal preference is, but you definitely want something that's wider. And typically a wide ski will have rockers, so it kind of all comes with the package. So Joe Martino, how does it work? Do you own the cars? I do not own the cars. I don't own shit. I mean, there's no way I can afford it. So yeah, I just race for a team. Got to try skiing on the 4th of July. 4th of July. Chris Noddy. Sad that you shaved. Thanks for keeping me entertained at work today. Yeah, I went for the full combo haircut and a shave, dude. So I look 25 again. But thanks for the 20, man. Hopefully work is going well. Hopefully ready to head back up to Mammoth on Monday for a few POW days. Nice, dude. Yeah, it has just been nuking out here. It's like crazy. Have you ever driven the racetrack at Mont Tremblant? Do you know if any racing is coming there now that Lawrence Stroll has sold the track? From Clorox Banana. I've never raced there or driven at Mont Tremblant, and I do not know anything about racing going there. They never really had a pro racing presence for whatever reason. I heard that Mont Tremblant was more of like a country club sort of feel. So the only track I've driven in Canada is Mossport, and then I drove the track in Montreal, the Formula One circuit, in 2016. I think that's the only ones I've driven in Canada. Summer skiing shorts and a shirt, says Bon. Hell yeah. Getting that tan on. Totally agree on the look bindings. Wish they didn't cost so much. They are expensive, for sure, a look binding. Especially what do they make? Like a 17 now, or 15 or 14 even? Like, yeah, the bindings will definitely run you $400 upwards to $500. But the good thing with a binding is that you can really use a binding for a very long time. So but I think a binding is a very overlooked piece of equipment in a ski setup. I think a binding is a very big deal. I also like the Tyrolia attacks, obviously, because I use them, but they aren't as expensive as the look pivots. But I would say the Tyrolia attacks are kind of the number 2 binding behind the pivots. But it's definitely not on the same level as the pivot. The only drawback to look bindings is if you eject in the powder, they can be a little tough to get back into with the pivot. I could see that. Yeah, the whole heel piece spins around. It's kind of like their claim to fame. Yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, honestly, there's riders who will just, live and die by their look pivot. They won't use anything else. I don't blame them. I feel like once you find a binding that works, it's kind of the binding that you'll use no matter what ski you have. Hey Lucas, I'm in Utah for the week from Connecticut. Nice, man. Dumping snow here. Will you be out at Brighton or the Bird next couple of days? Probably not. Definitely won't be at the Bird because I only have one day left. And Brighton, I probably won't head to Brighton either. I'll probably stick around Park City. I have one Deer Valley day left that I might use, but yeah, man, it is. If it's dumping this hard in Park City right now, I can only imagine what's doing in the Cottonwoods. So good luck, man. Be safe. I don't know if you're staying up there or where you're at, but yeah, dude, it's gonna be a frenzy. Look bindings are much heavier weight-wise compared to attacks, which are supposed to be super lightweight. Looks are much heavier compared to attacks. Interesting. I didn't really even think about the weight. I'm rocking the Attack 14s and I've only... Yeah, I don't think there's honestly anyone who's used pivots or really attacks that don't enjoy the binding. And the attacks are considerably... Maybe not considerably, but they are cheaper than the looks. For sure. I think I got the Attack 17s and they were like $300. $320 maybe. Who remembers Marker Explodo mats? I don't know what that is. I feel like I should know what that is. Let us know when you're using that last day of the bird. Yeah, dude, I don't really know how to use it because it's like, do I save it for a spring day or something? Or do I just use it and say, you know what, that's what it is? So there's definitely some strategy on that last bird day. The DV day I feel like I can kind of use and it'll be whatever, but... I have Look SPX 12 in my Black Ops 98, and the other binding feels pretty heavy, especially the heel piece. But that's the thing with the Looks is I think that heel piece is pretty beefy for that reason. Where like the STH binding, the toe piece is pretty hefty. You ever seen the Daymaker? It looks pretty sweet for hiking. Yeah, for sure. Those were... I feel like there was a time where those were uber popular. It was like you could get the Daymaker and Tour no problem. Then I feel like the Shift kind of came out, which is like more of that 2-in-1 binding that became very popular. But yeah, the Daymaker was cool. It is cool because it kind of allows you to still have your total downhill binding for when you're ready to ski. But I've heard from a touring perspective, they are not necessarily the preferred method because it's heavy and yeah, just not totally a touring setup, but it gets the job done. I think it's a good option if people already have a downhill setup. They don't really want to get into the whole touring thing, but they want to have a way to get uphill. A Daymaker could be a good and relatively inexpensive piece to fit that, but it's so cold it's 63 Fahrenheit. Dog, that feels warm, man. 63? $53 in Charlotte. Let's go, Ron. It's actually warming up here. I think it's only like... It was like 30, 35 today, so... Snow's a little bit wetter down low and stuff like that, but now it's just nuking. You cut your hair, I love it. I did cut my hair. Made a decision. Chopped her off. Eight inches to be exact. Oh, I got a new phone, so I don't have open snow anymore. Marker Rotomat, spring-loaded, rotating heel piece, a bitch in deeper snow, old days, ask Joe. Spring-loaded, rotating heel piece. Dude, why does my music just keeps disappearing, dog? That's crazy. Lou McPherson or Lewis. Lou or Lewis, what up, dude? I have Tyrolia 11 and Solomon Z12. I like both. Solomon Z12, huh? Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, man, I just feel like all the equipment, here we go, open snow. All the equipment now is just, it's good, man. I think it all just scales with your experience, your skill level. Thanks, dude. Catch you on the next trip. Been watching the vids for a while. I got a bunch of buddy passes. You're welcome to hit the bird, but 25% doesn't do much. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Hey, man, 25% is still better than full. It would be cool if they could make a system where when you're in this predicament where it's like you have these long seasons, like how can you somehow use your icon pass, or can you buy a pass for next year and get days for this continued like spring season? Because it really puts you in a weird spot where it's like no one expected the season to be super long. So, I mean, I haven't heard anything from the bird, but I think you're obviously going to get through Memorial Day, and then it just depends are they going to extend the season past that, or how's it going to work? So all right, I'm into my open snow. $47 inches at Snowbird. California's getting hit. Targi. Damn. It's just like snow for the next like 10 days, man. You'd think it's almost April. Have you heard the cast binding? I have not, Gavin. I do not know what that is. Is Papa Joe doing any spring skiing, or is he done for the season? That is a good question, Ron. I do not know. I do not know what his skiing plan is. Lucas, I already have that icon pass. If you renew now or get a pass now, I think select resorts get extra days with the icon pass. So if I renew my icon pass for next year, I get days for this year. Am I understanding that correctly? DC just posted something. I saw, man. Stupid footage looks sick. Looked like he was in the trees, dude. Love the video of the get together with the Stoke squad, and can only hope next year we can be there too. Did purchase an Orca 104 freeze. Can't wait to get on them. Nice. Yeah, hopefully that video, inspired some people or made it so some people want to check out the meetup next year, because it definitely is a fun time. But the Nordica 104, the Enforcer, great ski. A good snow watch kind of guy is Chris Tomer on YouTube. Huh. I'll have to check him out. Honestly, Open Snow has been a great app to get a feel for it, but Sometimes when it just shows like 1 to 3 day, 1 to 3 night, it's like you don't really get a good feel for like what is actually gonna happen. Like now, I just feel like it's just supposed to snow. DC, what up, squad? Incredible day at Jupiter. Hell yeah, dude. I think tomorrow's gonna be another insane day up there. I mean, it's just nuking. Joe says definitely skiing, spring skiing for sure, and then Whistler Glacier summer skiing. Don't forget about water ramping this summer too. So there you go. Joe is going full year-round skiing. Where are we water ramping, Papa Joe? He'll probably be water ramping, I would think, up here in Utah. But Whistler Glacier summer skiing, that sounds crazy. I think Joe needs his YouTube channel and he can just go ski and make videos. Bojo loves skiing all year long, yeah. Is Joe a golf guy? Joe is not a golf guy. I don't even think Joe has golfed a round of holes in his life, to be honest. I could be wrong. You should check out summer skiing in Chile. The summer is when I recuperate and reinvigorate myself so that I am ready for the winter to ski. I really do not have much desire to travel to do summer skiing. Time to start my drive home. Won't be able to chat, but I'll be listening. Dude, be safe, man. I think getting up over Parley Summit, dude, is gonna be a nightmare. So definitely be safe, dude, because it is freaking nuking. Hopefully once you get down into the valley, it's not as bad, but... Papa Joe ripping it all year. Yep. He's going to be skiing bumps, then hitting some jumps. Bumps and jumps, dude. Yeah, what an incredible snow season it's been. Pretty unreal. There's not even any room to put the snow anymore. There's nowhere to put it. Where are you gonna visit this summer for some hikes and camping, dude? Good question, man. I don't really know. We gotta see what gotta see what happens with all this snow melt. What gets impacted. I'd love to go back to like Yosemite in California. Love to go back up to the Pacific Northwest. Why are you looking like, dude? Honestly, because I think the chick messed up my haircut. That's why. She did what I told her not to do, which was just cut it like straight across, and I look like Lord Farquaad. But you know what? Just give me like a little bit, and it should start to shape out, and we'll be good. But yeah, right now I look like Lord Farquaad from Shrek. How's it, my man? Excited to get back out there. Yeah, dude. It was great, man. Didn't really know what to expect. Was nervous. All that sort of stuff. So I think it worked out pretty well. I'm looking forward to the season. See what happens. I'm playing with some people that I haven't really played with before. So we'll have to see how it all gels and meshes. But should be fun. And yeah, hopefully I can keep getting better. So DC was ripping JC's meetup. Very cool to see some of the off the beaten path areas at canyons. Yeah, if you want to go off the beaten path, just follow DC, man. That dude is fearless, and he just goes. If there's not a rope, like that dude is gonna go down it. So I didn't put the clip in, but DC and I ducked into, I don't even know where the heck we were, but there was like trees. We were like, all right, let's try to do it. And DC like smacked a tree, and pretty gnarly. All I heard was like the branches, and then DC was downhill, and his ski was still in between the trees. So DC's a ripper for sure. So is Jay. What up, Josh? Lord Farquaad, yeah, that's a good one. I'll give you guys that one. Can I send an invite for you to come camping fishing up in northern Minnesota? You'd be surprised. Of course, dude. You can always extend that invite. Luna and I will go up to Minnesota. I'm not really a fisherman, to be honest. I wouldn't even know the first thing to do. I'll hold the fishing pole and tell you if we got a bite. All love, Pablo. How's your paintball team expected to do this year? Plan to organize the league? Yeah, so there's a few leagues. There's a league in Denver, Colorado. Then there's a league in California, which is basically kind of like the mecca of paintball and where it all started. And then there's actually a national circuit as well. So to be honest, I don't know how well we are going to do because a lot of the people are just inexperienced. So for some, this is their first year of actually playing competitively. And paintball is just a sport that really takes a lot of time to like build the chemistry with your team because there's so much communicating, so much trust, all that sort of stuff. So I don't really know. This is going to be a total learner year. Just to have fun, see what happens. But yeah. That's about it. I mean, I only did the one practice. We're playing this weekend again, so have some more information. And then honestly, racing is my priority. Like I can't skip race weekends to play. So I am missing an event, I think, like a tournament, unfortunately. But it's just the way it goes. The thing with racing is that it can really end any second, and so I need to have some sort of summer sport, and that's for me, that's paintball. So I'm in it for the long haul. I want to be playing when I'm 50 years old still, where I don't think I'll be racing when I'm 50. So yeah, just having fun, trying to enjoy it. Lots of camping, hiking to be had near the Boundary Waters and Portages if you're up for that adventure. I love camping, I love hiking, man. So yeah, I don't think Minnesota's ever been on my radar. So getting the tour from Chin. Dakota with the 420. Papa looks like great value, Bad Bunny. I gotta look up Bad Bunny, but damn, that's harsh, dude. Pablo, don't let him talk to you like that. Oh, the Puerto Rican rapper. Bad Bunny sued for $40 million over ex-girlfriend's voice recording. 40 million, dude. You okay after that burn? I had to look up Bad Bunny, but that made it even better. Haters. I'm more sad you don't know who Bad Bunny is. Yeah, I honestly had no idea. But I looked him up, and I could see where Dakota's coming from. But I think you look better than this dude. For $40 million, man, that's a problem you don't want to have. Joe's still racing at 60. Yeah, Joe is, but Joe is in a career path that makes exponentially more money than I will, so I don't know who Bad Bunny is either. Yeah, Eric, me neither, dude. We're in this together. I had to do a quick Google search. He is a 29-year-old Puerto Rican rapper, so apparently he's a big deal. Like, yeah, I think we're the... But he's getting sued for $40 million by his ex-girlfriend. It's on CNBC. It's a lot of freaking money. Ron Wilson, paintball has its own language. What does snake mean? A whole lot of direction from that team leader. The heavy verbose guy. I never realized what a team sport it actually is. Yeah. I mean, look, I think here's the thing is like a lot of the stuff I do, I don't, if I do it, I want to do it like, fully in the right way. So that's why it's not just like going into the woods and like shooting paintball guns. The snake, there's really two sides of the field. There's a snake side and there's a Dorito side. The snake is called the snake because there's typically on that side is small bunkers where you kind of crawl down the field. So it's like it typically looks like a snake. Back in the day, there actually used to be a big inflatable bunker that looked like a snake. So that's kind of where it derived from. The other side, the Doritos, is all like the triangle-looking bunkers. It looks like tacos or nachos or Doritos. So that's kind of like very general lingo. The snake side, the D side. And the snake is a very good position to be in. So when someone's in the snake, it's a big deal. You gotta either get in the snake, you gotta kill a snake. But yeah. The snake, a lot of the game revolves around the snake, so. And yeah, very heavy team sport for sure. And the guy giving the direction, his name is Talon. He's honestly a great player. He has a ton of paintball knowledge, and he was kind of coaching that squad that day. So, yeah, it's a very, very big team sport, especially that style of paintball because stuff is happening so quickly and you need to be communicating what is going on or else you'll just get destroyed. So, but again, that's why having that chemistry with your team, kind of like knowing your players and stuff like that is such a big deal with paintball. And so it's completely opposite to something like skiing, which is... The way I do it is almost entirely individualistic, solo, can kind of go at your own pace, but paintball is just totally opposite. So trying to, adapt back to that, get out of my introverted ways is always a challenge, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm here for it and I want to play a lot. Last year I didn't play at all because of racing. The year before that I was kind of iffy. In and out of it, so this year like I really want to commit to it and play. So Mammoth had a propane explosion, leveled the condo complex. Holy shit, that's insane, dude. I hope no one was like injured or killed. Oh, Eric, thank you for the $20. After a cold weekend in Texas, I'm hoping to get some turns in before the season comes to a close in CNY. Did you guys... I think CNY just got some snow. So it might be a good time to get out on the sticks because, you know, it could warm up next week and that's it. So thank you for the 20, man. Hopefully you do get out there. I appreciate it, man. I saw your photos in your video clips of your family up in Lake Placid. Looked like a great time. The photo of the ice rink was very cool. And both your daughter and your son are little ice skaters for sure. How hard is Forget About It in BC? From Parker Kellery. How hard is Forget About It in BC? Honestly, dude, no idea. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Forget About It. Oh, Beaver Creek. Snowboarding through Forget About It trees. I don't know. There's some YouTube videos about it, though, so you could check it out. Forget About It. Did I do that? I only went to Beaver Creek like once. I'm trying to see if I skied there. I don't know if I did that, to be honest. Who filmed me during the game? Another shot of you diving. Yeah, so I had one of my friends that I worked with at the real estate company come out and film. I gave him my Canon C70, which is a proper cinema camera, so did it the right way on a big lens. And he was great to have out there. I had to pay him, obviously, but to have someone who just knew what he was doing, I didn't have to worry about it, and to do it on a real camera, I was stoked. I might have him come out again this weekend and see, but definitely added to the whole thing, and it was cool to get some shots. He's never shot anything like that before, but he did a great job doing it. So yeah, his name was Nick. Trap 3, no deaths. Didn't hear about injuries. Damn, Trap 3, no deaths. That's crazy. On a propane explosion. It's a double black. You did Upper Stone Creek shoots. Yeah, I did those, and I did the Royal Elk Glades. I don't know if I did those, though, is what I'm getting at. I don't see them on the map. Oh, Forget About It. I see. Oh, I don't know. They're lower down. They seem kind of short, so they're probably, depending on how close the trees are, they might be doable. I don't know your skill level, but I played paintball once in the woods of PA. It was crazy. Some guys dressed like Rambo. One kid got hit in the lip. Those paintball leave welts hurt like hell. How did he get hit in the lip if he had a mask on? Unless he didn't have a mask on, which is gnarly. You should definitely have a mask if you're gonna play paintball. Yeah, man, the woods guys, that's a whole different thing, man. The woods are nuts. That's like, yeah. The woods, the guys are definitely dressed like Rambo. So. And yeah, they hurt, but I think once you play and you get the adrenaline going, they don't really hurt as much as they did when you were a kid and stuff like that. Hey Lucas, love the meetup vid. Got out last week for Texas spring break. My 10-year-old, the first time on Double Blacks, goes to ski main chute at Alta one day. That's awesome, Dan. 10-year-old already doing double blacks, man. I think he's gonna have no problem doing main shoot at Elta. Going to snow in Mammoth is crazy. They're having all kinds of problems there. Buildings falling down, parking structures collapse, beams cracking. Yeah, man. Like we talked about last stream, like, is there such thing as too much snow? I think there is when you get to a pretty gnarly level, and you know, the logistics, the infrastructure, you gotta have a place to put the snow, obviously the weight, collapses houses, roofs, stuff like that. So yeah, man, it is definitely a lot of snow. I think, yeah, Mammoth has gotten hammered for sure. And I think what's crazy about Mammoth is like all that snow is also falling in the town as well. And what I mean by that is, I think the Cottonwoods have more snow than Mammoth does, or have gotten, but you don't really have people living up in the Cottonwoods like you do compared to Salt Lake, but you don't get that same amount of snowfall in Salt Lake. So very interesting thing to deal with if you live in Mammoth. I used to ref paintball with kids all the time, taking their mask off, trying to unfog them on the live field. I didn't know you used to ref paintball, man. That's crazy. Where'd you used to do that? Kids taking their mask off, trying to unfog my field. That's like the rule number one, man. It's just don't take your mask off. Put your barrel sock on. Sonoma, Cali. Yeah, Sonoma, California. Just north, I believe it's northeast of San Francisco. Do not have mask back. Only goggles. Oh, shit. Well, hell, I guess, yeah. Goggles is really all you need. That would suck to get hit in the face, though. When you make it back to Big Sky, do you plan on dropping Big Couloir? Ooh, yeah. I mean, it's obviously on my list, like my ski bucket list, be it a Big Couloir, Corbett's Couloir. I mean, yeah, these are things that I would love to try. Try once in my life for sure. I think the thing with Big Couloir is that you need to have Avi gear and shit like that, but what up, Cody Covey? Terry McKnight, I've heard you talk about car race video games. I know they've come a long way. Even NASCAR held the race with their tour drivers. Care to share some knowledge and recommends you like to do? Yeah, I mean, especially when COVID came out, or when COVID was here in 2020 or whatever, and all the racing shut down, they actually held a lot of races with the pro drivers on a simulation called iRacing, which is probably your most realistic sim. There's another one called Assetto Corsa Competizione, which is another good one. However, it's a little bit more European focused. But iRacing has NASCAR, it has dirt stuff, it has road racing, and it has tracks across the world, and then also a lot in the US as well. So they laser scan all of the tracks, so all of the bumps, the curbings, everything like that is basically spot on. So simulations, racing simulators are a very big part of every racing driver's career and sort of practice. So iRacing, I think, is your best bet. It is expensive, but if you want to race US stuff, it's really the only thing. But ACC is another good one as well. I think there's more variety in iRacing. You have different cars. You have a little bit. I like the multiplayer aspect of it, but I also just haven't really used ACC too much. But yeah, racing sims are great. Like, very realistic, but obviously you can end up spending a shit ton of money on your simulator, your rig, all that sort of stuff, like just like anything else in life. So ooh, so much snow that a few of the rows of camp spots are closed. I believe that, dude. I can't even imagine trying to go camp right now at these places when there's this much snow, man. At that point, you're just like better to just freaking parking lot it somewhere, or, you know, find a truck stop or a gas station. I live so close there and go airsoft in there. Oh, it's Sonoma. Nice. Yeah, I'm excited to get back there. It's a very beautiful part of the country, but I hope last time we were there, it was like 35 degrees and raining. It was pretty miserable, so hopefully it's a little bit warmer. Nightbreed Paintball, New Jersey. Dude, DC, I feel like we have the same exact interests, man. Skiing, cars, and then also paintball, man. I had no idea. We should play, dude. I don't know if you still have any gear, but... Scenic Loop and Bend Crossing all closed. Wow, dude. Where do they even expect you guys to go, then? Sierra Tahoe is 642 inches this year. I know Mammoth has more than that, and the most recent storms are the wet, heavy stuff. Yeah, that's the thing. You guys, your snow out there is so much heavier, too. So you're getting all this snow, and then it's probably, you know, I don't know, several times heavier than the Utah snow. Yeah, dude, it's nuts, man. And then you gotta think what's gonna happen when it all melts, right? Like, I know it's great for the drought, but where does it go? Sonoma was nice. Looks like you'll get some good weather while you are here. Hell yeah. I'm pumped to see the team again. Get back in the race car. Start the season off. The first event's always like... First event's always a little bit... Got the jitters. You got to figure out who's gonna be there, all that sort of stuff. But heard a story of a guy just using goggles when he was young and got a round to the back of his throat. I don't know. A part of me believes it, I guess, but his lip looked like one of those people who put a plate in it, was out there and blew up quick. I believe it, dude. I would not want to get hit in the face with a paintball. Kyle Larson, yeah, dude, honestly, a few drivers got in trouble, man. Like, it was weird. Like, there were some IndyCar drivers that got in trouble. Like, it was kind of a weird time. Because on one hand, it's like, look, it's just like a video game. But it was also like organized, sanctioned races from these bodies in NASCAR and IndyCar, and some people would like just wreck other drivers. Like, it's kind of weird. That's the problem. That is the problem with the simulators. Is like you'll have like a great race start. You're going into the first corner, and someone will just freaking come down the inside and just wreck everyone. And it's like, okay, I guess that's my race, and then you also get penalized for it. So it can be frustrating to do the simulators, but Ray Johnson, $10. I kept rewinding your run on Warzone on the last video. Pure gold. Peace and blessings. He said, dude, yeah, that was a fun run. I figured I had to do a Warzone if I'm up there, but that was a little bit too fast for comfort, but that was a fun one. Thank you for the 10, man. Peace and blessings to you as well. ACC has an American pack now. I saw that. What is it? Indianapolis, Watkins Glen, and Coda. I actually downloaded it. Yeah, because I raced Indianapolis. I did Indianapolis on that to practice for the race last year. And they have the M2 as well. They have the same car that I run, so you could try it out. But yeah, it's cool they have an American pack. Still lagging behind what iRacing offers, but still very cool. So you're going to be a race car driver in the meta world. You know what? You very much could now. You could even, a lot of people do the simulators with VR, so you put on the goggles and it's like, man, it looks pretty cool. I've done it once and it was pretty wild, but yeah, man. This makes me so sad that I moved away from Park City last year. Look, some people moved away, some people moved to Park City this year, so. And a pretty wild year. If you could live in one ski town all year, what would it be? And that's a good question. I've thought about this before, but you change it to all year, so year round. I think Telluride is an awesome ski town, but I don't think I would want to live there full time. Breckenridge would be a cool one. I think would be a viable one year round. I also think Park City is one that I would say all year, just because you have the good thing with Park City is the access to like a city. A lot of these other ski towns, you're 2, 3, 4 hours away from anything that's like worthwhile. You know, I think that's what makes Utah so awesome is the accessibility. So I might honestly have to do Park City with like Breckenridge being a close second, but I still, yeah, I would rather live in Utah than in Colorado. You doing the same race as Sonoma this year? I am, TB. I will be there starting Tuesday of next week, man. Sean Case, what's up, man? I think I have a couple autocockers lying around my dad's house, dude. Autocockers, man, those are old school, dude. All the technology of paintball has come so far from. I assume when you played as well, and when I was playing, it's like everything. The whole game is different, which I think is a little unfortunate because I do think the game has slowed down and it's less cutthroat and everything. But hell yeah, man, you should whip them out and we can go play. I've been to the NASCAR race in Sonoma twice. That would be fun. The NASCAR race would be fun at Sonoma. The good thing about Sonoma is I think it's a very easy track to spectate from. Like you can, because there's like the rolling hills, you can kind of sit up on, I don't know what turn it is, maybe 4, 5, 6 or some shit, and you can see like a lot of the track. Where most of the time with road racing, it's like you sit at one corner and like they come by and then you don't see them until they come back again. That's what makes NASCAR so easy to watch. Is like no matter where you're sitting, you can always see the cars. Where road racing, from a spectator standpoint at the track, it can be a little bit difficult. But Sonoma does a good job of having areas where you can see a lot of the race. We both enjoy video editing as well. You're right, dude. You're right. Goes on and on, man. Sherwin Creek parking lot in Townish. Is that the parking lot that's like right down, like right in the center of town? Because someone told me to stay at that parking lot before. Dylan does. I'm excited for more paintball videos. Hell yeah, dude. I'm stoked to make them. I'm nervous, man. I don't know why. I'm just nervous. Like, I don't know. I'm nervous to be on the team. I'm nervous for all that sort of stuff. But I think that's normal. Imagine there's hardly any parking lot with free space. Yeah, that's a good point. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's not even place for these places to put the snow anymore. Parking must decrease by, I don't know, 30% in the winter. I just drove by that track last week from Eric. Hell yeah, man. It's awesome. That's a great track, great facility. I forgot how much they said it cost to build that whole place, like in the billions. I'm stoked to go there, though. AC has better tire physics versus iRacing. Looks only on GT Racing. Very true. Yes, GT3 Racing. And GT4. Yeah, I should play ACC more, but honestly, I don't know, man. I don't like the online aspect of it. I like iRacing's way better. It just seems like it's easier to understand. I like the license system. I do like the ACC has rain driving though. That's really cool. Sonoma Raceway goated 20 minutes from my college. Hell yeah, dude. What college, man? That's sick. Do you guys use the whole track or NASCAR track at Sonoma? Dude, honestly, man, there's so many configurations at Sonoma. I don't even know what it's called. I don't think we use the exact configuration that NASCAR uses. but we use a lot of the track, man. I don't know. I don't know what configuration it actually is. It's a fun one, though. I had a Dark Angel IR3 that would shoot 27 a second at full ramp. Yeah, dude, those guns back then were insane. It was like all about, you know, could you shoot 30 balls a second, right? Like, you had the hoppers to feed to match that. But now it's like, dude, because when I played competitively back then, the ramp limit was 15 balls a second, which was fast, man. Like, you got hit once, you were getting hit 15 times. Now it's down to 10.3 balls a second. And so now, like, they don't even bother to make stuff that goes past 20 balls a second anymore. You know what I mean? So, but I remember back in the day, dude, is all like, man, I can shoot 30 balls a second. It was sick. But and now, like everything else, everything's so computerized, right? It's so controlled that, you know. But now, yeah, now we're capped at 10.3 balls a second. You can't shoot any faster than that. When you play paintball competitively, if you get hit with splatter, like say a ball hits a branch and explodes and you can paint. No. And that's where the refs will have, you know, that's where it's ultimately up to the ref, but you get splatter all the time. For a hit to be a hit, it has to hit you and break on you. If it hits the bunker in front of you and splatters on you, that's not a hit. So that's where sometimes if you have a lot of spray on you, or bunker rub is what they call it, like, you know, sometimes people get called out when they're not actually hit, and sometimes people can cheat and cover it up as rub if they actually got hit. So little bit of gray zone in paintball. And there is some sort of merit to the honor system in that. And if you guys, this is probably a very minor detail, but in that video I posted, I was reloading and I got hit on the pod. And because the pod was in my hand at the time, it's technically a hit. I could have threw that pod on the ground, like I just finished reloading, and then if the pod gets hit, I'm not out. But because I was holding the pod, technically I'm hit. So little stuff like that, you know. But it's like, if you're going to cheat, then it's like, it's kind of defeats the purpose, right? It's like, it just isn't the same, so. That's the village, okay. Sherwin Creek, in town-ish. Interesting. I'll have to look it up, see what that is. We set up turn 2 and 3. You could see almost the whole course in there. That might be where I'm thinking. Yeah, turn 2 and 3, exactly. Yeah, you kind of cross the bridge, you go over to the inside, and then you have a bunch of views of the area. Yeah, it's a good spectator track. I remember I was shooting video or taking photos last year, and I was like, this is actually really nice to watch from. I was amazed at how many paintballs you lose to the ground on a quick reload. Seems like a lot of waste. Does enemy pick them up? Does the course get groomed? Very good point. That I think when someone sees paintball and speedball specifically, a lot of the comments, probably the biggest comment is, what a waste of quote unquote ammo. And number two, like, they should limit how many paintballs you have. It's of something like that, and like, oh, you're not even shooting at anything. And the game of speedball like that is all about controlling areas of the field. And so if you're not shooting a lane, is what you would call it, or a consistent stream of paint, you don't have control over that, and someone could run through that, you know, and by the time you get your lane back up, you know, that move is already done. So that's why it seems like a lot of times you're shooting and you don't see anyone, is like you're actually controlling zones on the field to allow other players to move up. It would almost be like suppressive fire, you could say. But to answer your question, Ron, that's why the reload, you're not necessarily trying to get every single ball in the hopper. The pros, they can, but even then they spill a lot. But you can't really pick them back up, because if you put a paintball that's on the ground into your gun, it could break, it could, you know, put dirt into your chamber and stuff like that. So they will come around with like a groomer, you could say, and just kind of push the paintballs off to the side. But because it was so early season, and that field is kind of a private field that's just open to teams to scrimmage like that, so it's a little bit more rugged, where it's like we're just here to play points, not necessarily like a public facing open field. So it's kind of a long-winded answer, but yeah, from the outside it looks like there's a lot of waste, and you could always do better reloading. But again, the goal is speed, controlling those zones, and you know, if you get 20% of the pod in there, I would say that's pretty good. But yeah, good question. But that's why it looks like, and honestly in practice we're not even shooting that much. On a real game you might go out with 6, 7, 8 pods on your back, and you're shooting all that in a 2-minute span. So that's what I love about it, man. It's like, dude, it's nonstop from the time the buzzer goes off. You're shooting, 10 balls a second. Like, even just shooting the gun is fun. Sonoma State graduated 2022. Awesome, man. Congratulations on graduating. Should have seen me the first time going through the ACC campaign, getting to a rain race, having no idea what the button turn on the windshield wipers. I think I did the same thing once, because I didn't know what my button turned. I'm like, I'm just going to drive and have no visibility. But it's definitely a cool thing to have rain racing. I feel like it's a little bit hard to get a feel for it. It's like, sometimes I feel like you have unlimited grip in the rain, then other times it's like I just spun it and had no, like, couldn't really feel it. So what up, Luke? I'm going to snowboard for the first time next week. Super stoked. Hell yeah, Jake. Enjoy, man. We always went with the rule, if it was a glob of paint larger than a quarter, you're out. Good rule. And honestly, you can tell too, because a lot of times if it is a hit, it'll also have like remnants of the shell in it as well, where if it's purely splatter, you probably won't get much of the actual paintball shell. So, but hey, man, that is why there's refs, right? And like, just like any sport or any game, it's like sometimes the refs make a good call, sometimes they make a bad call. So reffing paintball, I think, would be very difficult because of that and all that sort of stuff. So gentleman's honor, self-regulating like golf, call your own. Yeah, I mean, it's it's a little bit easier to if you hit someone, like, you hit them, but there's obviously those cases where, especially in practice, paintballing all the fans, that'd be fun. Little paintball meetup. Yeah, it's different. I mean, I'm stoked. It's so much fun. I think it's, I don't know, a very athletic game, but also tons of strategy in it as well. So what's weird is, like, this stream tonight, there's like no lag. I seen the location on IG. Hell yeah. I'll check it out. Have you ever read the book Racing in the Rain? If not, you totally should, from DC. You know what, dude? I've never read that book. It's probably like one of the most infamous books for racing out there, but I've never actually read it. Ever been to Taos, New Mexico? I've never been to Taos, no, but I think there are some people in here who have been to Taos. Did you ski today? Park City Kane said it's so much power. Probably one of the best days I've skied this year. I did not ski today, no. But yeah, it looked like it was a good day out there. Silk Squad paintball game. Let's go, dude. That would be fun. Building a base-to-base gondola at Taos. Interesting. I feel like most resorts now are getting on this base-to-base gondola. Ever skied the East Coast? If so, where? No, I have not. I have when I was really little, but I just don't really consider that. I don't really consider that. I think I went to Stowe once or twice. Yeah, that would be rad. Unfortunately, the only thing is Utah paintball is just not at the same level from other of other states. Like, I mean, California obviously is the mecca. Florida's big, Texas, Washington, but Utah just does not have the same. Just does not have it. So, that's the only bummer. You know, it's not like you can just go to a field on a weekend, show up and play competitive speedball. So, the car racing with all the real world track data really intrigues me. I most like sport bike racing, which I've done some of before. Is there comparable setups in competition sims if you know? Are you asking if I know of a sport bike racing sim? Because if I don't. I don't really. I know about car racing, like simulators and stuff, but that's because Mr. Leahy is indeed dossing you. We miss Mr. Leahy. He started off strong and then he just disappeared. Totally forgot about the stream. What up, Matt? It's all good, dude. CNY is the center of the ski universe. Hell yeah, dude. CNY skiing for life, man. Lucian race. Paintball. Pro top tier ski. What can't you do? I don't know, man. There's a lot of things I can't do. One is shoot a basketball. Two is swing a golf club. I could go on and on. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I definitely wouldn't say paintball pro, though. Or top tier skier. Come to Le Massif in Quebec next year. Proper mountain, 2,800 feet of vert. Let's go with steep trees and pow. Hell yeah, dude. Sounds good, man. 2,800 feet of vert. That's a good number. If you ever ski East Coast, make sure to visit J Peak. But yeah, East Coast sucks compared to West Coast. I've heard that, like, J Peak is one of the better places out east, so. What do your team owners do to have much money to run a car? My dad is the primary funder of the cars, but team owners, it's rare that a team owner is funding to pay for the car in any racing situation. Unless you're talking something, I don't know, NASCAR maybe, but anything in road racing, even if there's a team owner, the driver is almost 99% of the time paying the team owner to run the car. That's how it works in racing. Sadly, that's the deal. So when people ask me how do I get into racing, you have to have money to get into it. It doesn't matter how good you are. The percentage of people who make it in that sport just on talent alone is so incredibly small. It's unfortunate. So sponsors help, but a lot of times the sponsor on the car is that driver's company. They're some sort of tech guy or whatever it is, you know. And so, okay, they just put their company on the car so they can write some of it off as like an advertising expense, you know. So even Formula One, man, to get into a position to get to Formula One takes a tremendous amount of money and funding, you know. To get up through the ranks of go-karting, then Formula 4, Formula 3, Formula 2, Formula 1, you know, it's like, it just takes an incredible amount of money. That's got to come from somewhere. And very, very, very rarely, if almost never, is a team owner saying, oh yeah, I'll just pay for you to race. It just isn't how it works. Going to try hit up Sonoma again this year to take some photos of the races. Do you know if you're going to be in TC America race 1 Saturday or 2 on Sunday? I'll be in both races, man. Yeah, I'll be in both. I'll be in all the TC America sessions. So we have a race on Saturday and also a race on Sunday. So I think the only bummer about this year, and I don't know why they did it, is they put us and a few other teams on the inside of the paddock. So we're not going to be in the main paddock. It sucks. I don't know why they did that. So walking around the paddock, I don't even think if I'll even really be there. But yeah, I'll be in both TC America races for sure, man. To go faster takes more money. I mean, not even necessarily, right? I mean, that's where like just being a good driver comes into play, because a lot of times these series, you can only do so much of the cars, right? So it's like, it's not, there's very few open series of racing where it's just like whoever has the fastest car wins. Like almost all the cars are identical in one way or the other, or they're balanced in a way to make them even. So it's not even necessarily that faster, more money makes you faster, but more money will allow you to drive more often, and that will get you experience to become faster. But you know, if that makes sense. So are the winning split then, dude? There is the quote unquote winnings you get from road racing is so nominal compared to the cost it takes to run it. The winnings do essentially nothing. I mean, yeah, no one's making a living off quote winnings that they get from a race. So even Formula One, the quote winnings that you get are just going back to the team owner. It's not like the driver is getting any of that. So that's why it's a very I don't know, man. Some people have been in it for years, right? I mean, there's tons of people that I've met throughout the years. You know, one is, you know, his grandpa owns oil rigging fields in Texas, right? So it's like these people have generational wealth that's incomprehensible to most people, you know. Or one of the kids racing, I mean, his dad was some casino tycoon, and you know, his grandpa was worth $45 billion. I mean, this is money that you can't even fathom, right? I mean, and this is what we're up against. It's like you're up against people with literally endless pocketbooks who are just, they're racing because they have nothing else to do, you know, and they just have an unlimited budget, where I can tell you our team has a very, very tight budget. We do not have a lot of room for you know, for things that could go wrong, where a lot of these guys, you know, they're making money faster than they can even spend it. So, but the level of net worth in the racing paddock is, like I said, it's hard for most people to even understand, because it's gross how much money some of these people make. One of the kids I used to work with, race with, his grandpa was one of the 5 original founders of Gatorade. So they literally get a check in the mail, you know, every month just from Gatorade royalties, right? So again, this is the type of people you're talking about, and so they're the ones paying to race. And so what they might do is get they might get a quote unquote pro driver, but they're paying the pro, and the pro's driving for free, but someone is paying for the seat, is my point. So I've had a few instances where I've driven for, quote, free with someone you would say a gentleman driver, right? But to be a true professional racing driver is incredibly hard to do. Not even considering the F series getting through karting laws and so on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just to get yourself into a position to get looked at for Formula One. I mean, and that's why it's kind of a shame, right? Because you have people who are extremely talented drivers. And someone like this is Lewis Hamilton was a great example. He's someone who really came from not a wealthy background and still made it in the sport. But you have a ton of very good drivers who just can't, you know, they become a driver coach or something like that because they just can't, they don't have the funds to get to the next level. The Europeans have so many low-level intro to racing leagues. I wish there were more in the U.S. Yeah, racing is definitely a very cost-prohibitive thing. What's up, Lucas? Do you have a favorite F1 team or driver? I'm a Max Verstappen Red Bull combo. I like Lando Norris and George Russell as well, but I every weekend I just want Max Verstappen or at least a Red Bull car to win. Too early to know if you become in Nashville this year. Last year, yeah, I will not be going to Nashville. Those are only the big cars. Those are the big cars. I would love to one day, but yeah, our series just does not go to Nashville. More balancing and lightning in the motor. A lot of times the engines are sealed. You can't even get in the engine. You can't do anything to the motors, man, or the engines, whatever you want to call them. Our engine literally has a tag on it that's drilled through, I don't know, the bolts on the head or something, so it's like you can't, so they know if you went in there you would break the seal and then you become disqualified. So, and again, this is just one series, but for a lot of times, man, you can't, you know, Porsche Motorsport's giving you a car, like they don't, you know, you don't go in there and refine what Porsche Motorsport did or Lamborghini, right? So it's not like the kind of drag racing old school stuff or, you know, Ron, it's been a great season. I was absolutely stoked to see a Keystone and A-Base for Halloween. All the opening days, vids were fast, furious. Thanks so much for the squad and stream. Cheers. Rod, thank you, man. You hit it on the head, man. We've been going at this for almost 6 months before Halloween. It's been a lot of fun, beyond my wildest expectations. So it's all a journey. It's all a ride. So stoked to share more. Stoked to share some new things as well. But it's been an incredible year. Thank you for the 20. DC says clips. I don't know if I'll do clips this stream, to be honest. So it's like putting money down a really fast garbage disposal. It is like taking your money and lighting it on fire. There's no return on your investment. You don't come away with anything tangible. The only thing you really get is memories and an insane adrenaline rush. I mean, racing, I think, is one of the biggest wastes of money you could do, to be honest. Unless you're maybe talking NASCAR, you know, you might be able to justify the coverage that they get, but for most part, road racing in North America is really just taking your money and just lighting it on fire. It's not like you come away with equity in something. You don't come away with assets that are appreciating. It is, there's nothing profitable about racing unless you're a team owner and you're running the business side of things, but even there. Wildcat extending for bonus weekend. Nice. Here's the poor kid. Oh yeah, we are by far the poor kids at the track compared to these other teams and people out there, for sure. That's why it's such a struggle. Airfare, the Airbnbs, the food, the racing. I mean, knock on wood, but if we had a totaled car, like a write-off car, I mean, it would probably take us out of the whole year, to be honest. We just don't have the room and the budget to be able to, you know, write off a car like that. I mean, I don't even think I can do photography this year because it's too expensive on top of everything else. So there's a series in Sweden, I believe, where the top 3 cars can put up for purchase every race. There's no incentive to put too much money into the cars and equalizes itself. Interesting. Very, very cool psychology. Dakota. Email and DMs. Nice. I got a new phone, so I think I can airdrop shit now, which is good. Alexander Rossi, for example, can't get it right in F1 and goes and wins it 100 Indy 500. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just very, very difficult to make it in racing without someone funding, you know, someone funding it. Why can I not airdrop this? No, I'm just gonna use the email. Oh man, you know, I think after all this, I don't even think Noah's here, who wanted to see a Soto. Okay, so I'm gonna wind down the stream. A little bit on the earlier side. I used to do autocross and even exceed 60 miles an hour, and it was a huge rush. I will say this. If you are a kid on the stream, I would encourage you to leave at this point. Because this is definitely not rated PG or PG-13 anymore. So that is your disclaimer. I don't know if my channel's going to get banned for this, but it's really not that big of a deal. What I'm trying to do. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys asked for it. Someone asked for it. And you guys now get the smokiest garage gang photo of all time. Pharaoh says we made all the wishes come true. That's true. It is almost 10 p.m. Yeah, it's only almost 8 here, but yeah. So this photo's got a lot going on. So that is why I gave the disclaimer that I did. I'm not responsible. We have Pharaoh up front. This is the very first photo that Pharaoh's ever been on the lead. He's got the earmuffs on, the headset. Total action shot, man. And this is the best part. We got someone, homie down here, with the stream on his phone as well, dude. Love to see it. Absolutely insane, dude. I feel like I'm getting baked just looking at this photo. Dakota in the back just firing one up, dude. Holy. We got homie showing off his Sprite can. And I think that looks like Pablo. If I had to pick one person, it's probably Pablo. We are missing Zach and Celeste for the second week in a row, but we will forgive them, as their attendance has been incredible over the year. But that is a beautiful photo. Absolutely beautiful. Beauty. Hotbox in the garage. Bull outfit. I don't smoke and I'm getting a contact high. I feel you on that. They don't come to events, so they're out. Damn, Pharaoh kicked them out, dude. All right, guys. I'm going to go make some dinner. I don't know why it just got so dark on my stream. It's better. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy, fam. Love the photo.